So Sometimes Wanna Die comes out, it's top 10 hit in Canada. The video with Tommy Lee goes to #1 on Much Music. What was your life at the peak of that single being a hit when
So
you're done snuggling with your dog? Yeah.
he's just, I'm just trying to like keep him, but his breath is absolutely disgusting. Um, I mean, I think as relevant is like the story leading up to that, because we did not also agree, or I didn't agree with the record company's choice of Tommy Lee, which I've told in a couple of podcasts, but it's not a super commonly known story.
Because of the
Um,
controversy surrounding him with all the different things at that time, or
yeah, he had been in jail for spousal abuse, which I didn't like. So anyway, I got kind of strong armed by the record company on that one. It ended up that it was really great for the band, but yeah, my moral compass was like a little bit. Um, and then we met Tommy, when we did the video, and he really was lovely, and he really loved the song, and he's just a big kid. Um, so I did end up really liking him. Yeah, it was really cool to have something that was that song was everywhere, and the video was everywhere, and people knew it, and it was just like all of a sudden it felt like we were taking off.
so Sometimes Wanna Die, that music video is where I become aware of Joydrop. So I'm 16 when that music video comes out. And, I remember because there's Tommy Lee. It's a big deal. Love the song. And I still, to this day, I have it on all the playlists that I have. And um, what's funny is I always thought until, doing my research for the interview with Tony, I always thought that Sometimes Wanna Die was the first single from the second album. And then I would hear Beautiful. And I thought that
Mm,
was the second single from that second album, just because we mentioned Beautiful was bigger in the US and I was
mhm.
really young when it came out. So I had the timeline all wrong. I thought I was like, wow, this is an amazing 1-2 punch of singles. Sometimes Want to Die and Beautiful. I thought, what incredible two singles from this album, and I had it all wrong until a few months
Yeah.
ago. So
Yeah, that wasn't the whole story. Yeah, we didn't get a second single from that album. The
that's
second album.
it's strange because Sometimes Want to Die was a huge single. You assume that buys you the right to have a second single. Like, what more do you need from a first single to get a second single?
Well, I don't know if Tony told this story, but what happened? Well, first of all, there was a story behind that single not really taking off in the US. It was starting to, um, and then 9/11 hit, and they took off. Any song with any reference to death was gone from any radio playlist for a long time. So that was that. And I mean, yeah, too bad for us, but I mean, what can you say? Um, but what ended up happening, we Sometimes Want to Die came out. We in Canada, it was going gangbusters. We recorded a French version. That was like a top 5 pop single in Quebec. Um, and then our record company got absorbed by Warner, and um, that was it. They were no longer in control of our master. Our album just disappeared. It literally disappeared. We lost our record deal, and we didn't own our master, so we couldn't even do anything with it. So we didn't have, we were all ready to put out American Dream Girl as a second single, and just didn't happen. So it was it. The rug was pulled out completely.
And that's basically what led to the hiatus, is no support from a label. You're kind of stuck in purgatory.
Yeah, I mean, we we did spend some time together. We wrote some new songs. We kind of tried to solicit interest, but I think we had become fractured as well during that time, and it just didn't, we didn't feel strong enough as a unit to sustain that kind of yeah, like you said, purgatory. Like that, we're just in limbo, and I think you really have to be dedicated to, the project as a unit, and we weren't.
So some of the good things that came out of that is that the band got nominated for a Juno Award, so Best New Group. What did
Mhm.
that Juno nomination mean to you? You know, Canada's Grammys, that your country acknowledges your hard work, your dedication, your creativity, your passion. What did that mean to you?
I think it meant more later. I don't feel like I understood the magnitude of it at the time. I remember being at the Junos in St. John's, Newfoundland, and obviously wanting it. But we had already lost our record deal. It was already weird. The guys, like, nobody had a budget, so the guys couldn't come out and be with me. So if, I think it took a little perspective to be like, okay, wait, that what was a big deal. Like, not everybody can say they were nominated for a Juno, and that's really cool.